Week of gardening, we've got a few things done. We're getting very excited for planting season, but it's still a couple of weeks, probably 2 months or so away. But we have made some potato towers. A friend of ours gave us some wire. We just simply folded it around, put zip ties together so it would hold together. This was one whole thing and we cut it in half, so I've got two. I'll do like sweet potatoes in one and white potatoes or red potatoes in another. Thornless blackberries, and I took a piece of this same wire and put it up here, and as my blackberries grow, I'll weave it in and out. You can kind of see behind me, we're running things in rows. And really there's three sections to our garden. Over here to the left, I know it doesn't really look like much at the moment, but this left section is going to be our vegetables. So our tomatoes and our beans, our corn, all of those things. And then over here to my right will be our flower garden. And then in the back, if you can see that well, there are 10 rows in the back. All of that's going to be pumpkins because we have something very special we're going to do with pumpkins this year. So we're very excited. But this week as well, I got home from work, and then over the weekend, I built some trellises just out of wood. I went in the back and found me some small trees. I cut them down. They look pretty cool, but I know they look a little rustic. That's a nice way to put it, I suppose. But I'm going to grow vining things on it, obviously, and you won't see the wood very much. But this trellis is going to have our cucumbers, and we're going to hang hanging baskets or pots from up here. And we've got some special tomatoes that are specifically they're called Cherry Falls tomatoes. So we've grown things like that before, and they do very well. So this will be our first time putting them in baskets like this. So we'll have cucumbers on the sides, kind of growing up over, and then we'll have our hanging baskets here. On this other trellis here, it's another A-frame that we just put together and built, and we are going to grow mini pumpkins off of this, or on this, I should say. So it's going to be white pumpkins and orange pumpkins that's going to grow over and kind of cascade down, and you'll be able to come from behind here and pick them, and it's going to look really awesome when we get it all filled in. So on this trellis here, this is a different style. I built it in sort of like a box or a square, but the idea is on this trellis we're going to grow loofah plants, and so they're a gourd plant, if you've ever seen a loofah, so they get kind of tall and somewhat skinny. So it's going to be a really cool look and feel to it when you come down here and you got loofahs hanging, and be able to come and pick and walk up under it. I'm 6'5", so you see how tall it is, that I made it so I and the rest of the family could walk up under here and pick our loofahs. We seeded some eucalyptus plants. We had two different kinds, silver dollar and silver plate eucalyptus. Eucalyptus takes a long time to sprout, and so it was recommended to start them 8 to 10 weeks before your last frost. Also had some corn seed and bean seeds that I've had for a couple of years, and I was not sure if they were still good or viable. And so I tested them by planting them in some seed starting soil, and to somewhat of my surprise, they sprouted. So I'm glad to hear that, because I don't have to go and buy more seed. I don't need to buy any more seed. I have tons of seed. So every week we're going to have an update here on Backyard Gardeners, and we can't wait to have you back with us next week. Click subscribe and check us out next week.